Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are going to jump into the time machine and travel way back to the early 2000s as we feature this. From DC Direct, we have the Kingdom Come Deadman Collector action figure. Alright, so about 4 or 5 months ago, I was attending the Kane County Toy Show, which is one of the biggest toy shows in the nation. It's located outside of Chicago. And while I was there, I came across this vendor who was selling a lot of DC Kingdom Come action figures. The price was like dirt cheap, and I couldn't resist, so I bought the lot of them. One of the figures in the lot was this Deadman action figure, and it's a beautiful piece. This is something I've been wanting since, this came out way back in the day. It's this style of action figure is very different than what younger collectors might be used to. In the late 90s and the early 2000s, action figures were more so like miniature statues than what we have nowadays. Of course, you still had companies like Toy Biz that made like articulated action figures, but there were companies like McFarlane and DC Direct, Resource. They were kind of focused on making stuff that felt more like high-end collectibles and like premium like statues. Such was the case with this Kingdom Come Deadman figure. If you're unfamiliar with Kingdom Come, it's one of the like greatest DC graphic novel stories ever. It was written by Mark Waid and illustrated by artist Alex Ross. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest you seek it out. I don't think you'll regret it one bit. It's amazing. Art-wise, it's just incredible, very breathtaking. All right, so let's get to this figure. Very simple box design. I remember this figure being packaged in a smaller box than some of the other figures. Mostly because, it's Deadman. He doesn't have a lot of meat on him. He's not like Magog or Superman. On the side, kind of like a synopsis of Kingdom Come. They kind of talk about that world. On the opposite end, nice close-up portrait of the action figure. And then direct from the pages of artists Alex Ross and Mark Waid's best-selling graphic novel, Kingdom Come. And there's the cover to the graphic novel. Originally, it was published as a miniseries in prestige format. Wave 1 included Superman, Wonder Woman, Hawkman, and Green Lantern. Wave 2 included Batman, Shazam, Red Robin, Kid Flash. Wave 3 was Deadman, The Flash, Magog, and Armored Wonder Woman. If you're not sure why these characters look like what they do, is the story takes place in a dystopian future, so everyone's a little bit grizzled, a lot more war-weary, and everyone's just a little bit older. That's part of the story. It's kind of nice. McFarlane Toys in their DC Multiverse line, it seems like they're going to start tackling some of these characters. Some months ago, they did their own take on the Armored Batman, which we see here. So fingers crossed, hopefully in the near future, McFarlane Toys will give us, some of the other heavy hitters like Kingdom Come Superman, Kingdom Come Wonder Woman. The one I'd really love is Kingdom Come Shazam. For me, that's like one of the most important characters in the story, and Alex Ross's take on the character, I think, is this, really breathtaking. And let's take out Deadman. So, like I said at the start of the video, keep in mind this style of action figure is very different than what you might be used to if you're a younger collector. These are more like miniature statues. Alright, so due to the age of this figure, I'm just going to leave it as it is in the tray. Taking it out and showing off the articulation would be very pointless because there isn't a whole lot of articulation. Even though there are cuts and the joints are movable, it's kind of pointless because these are meant to be displayed, not necessarily be played with. The sculpting and the detail is fantastic. As you can see, the skull looks phenomenal. It's a really, really interesting take on the Deadman character. He literally has the life taken out of him. He's just all, bones. It's wonderful how his costume really just hugs and embraces, like his rib cage and his hips. You really get the impression that this is someone that's really, he's just beyond dead, for lack of a better term. The box art's really nice also. You have one of the very iconic group shots from Kingdom Come gracing the back. This action figure probably scales within that 6-inch range. For a size comparison, here's a Marvel Legends Vulcan. So it's about the same height. Here's an older Mattel DC action figures, the Christian Bale Dark Knight Batman. Much shorter. And then here is a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure, which just completely towers over the older figure. So overall, this is kind of like an interesting piece of like action figure and comic book history. If you're a comic book fan, especially if you're a DC fan, this figure probably means something to you. If you've never read Kingdom Come, and if you're a younger collector, you might scoff at something like this, just because, it lacks the modern engineering that, we're kind of spoiled with. This guy probably only has 5 points of articulation. It's much more of a display piece. But for me, it's nice. It's a small piece of history. It's a part of my early adulthood when I was in college and reading Kingdom Come. That story just completely floored me. And it's just a beautiful figure. Alex Ross's rendition of Deadman and all the other DC superheroes was just phenomenal. He took, all these characters that were like 2D and brought them to life in his like wonderful paintings. Yeah, so overall, it's a nice action figure. I kind of feel like this is something that's not going to appeal to everyone, but if you grew up during this time period, if you're a fan of the graphic novel, chances are this might pique your interest. All right, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.